Hello, hello, hello. Let's do a morning analysis. I haven't done my weekly analysis, so we're going to have a quick review of the weekly analysis that I had last week, and I'm going to be doing my weekly analysis later today and my weekly recap. But I thought, because now we're into London session, let's get this morning analysis ready so I can set my alerts and just forget about what's going on and focus on the weekly analysis. Otherwise, I'm going to be like doing the weekly analysis, worried about what's happening in that very moment. Anyway, bit of a ramble, but first, we'll have a look at the weekly. So we've crossed this bullish support level here. So it looks like the DXY is going bearish. So gold could potentially go up, Nasdaq could potentially go down, but the DXY is not completely bearish until price crosses below this level, because obviously to have a downtrend, to have a bearish trend, price would need to be breaking lows. So it could continue up to do a higher low, or it could cross this low. So ideally, we likely want to see it cross the low so that we can say that it's bearish, but it's still bullish. However, we do have this, 3 touch point trend line here that it will have now crossed. But I just had a look. Well, not had a look, but I just noticed. Hold on, I'm using the wrong things. Where's my ray tool? I want that starred. Okay, I just noticed we do have this one here though. I'm going to leave it there even though I'm not doing my weekly analysis yet, but that is definitely something we can keep in mind. What we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points. So if price pushes back above this one, then we could expect price to continue on that bullish uptrend. Okay, so we'll go back to the daily so we can analyze. Wait, hold on. I just said let's do a weekly analysis, but only gave you the DXY. No, I didn't. I said we're just going to quickly have a look. Oh my god, my brain. Okay, so we can see that gold is continuing to push up. It looks like we are doing some type of, what we could potentially be doing an ICC. You know, we've got this broken high indication, correction, continuation potentially, but we'll still see. Nasdaq, have a quick review of this. Price has reacted again. It's had one reaction candle and it's had another reaction candle. Where's my little thing? We've got 2 reaction candles now. So yeah, this is definitely, price isn't wanting to push below this point. It doesn't look like, because every single time it touches it, it has a massive reaction, but it looks like it's coming more and more towards this dynamic support level. So we'll see what ends up happening, but as far as we're aware, price is breaking lows, therefore it's on a downtrend. So let's switch to those daily morning analyses. I'm going to start on the 4 hour as always. I'm going to be marking up the 4 hour and the 1 hour. So I did take a sell from this level to this level because we had a low made here, a high, we had an indication crossing below this low, a correction, we had a head and shoulders form at the top of that correction, and then price shot through this shot through this support level, sold down to this level here, and then continue to sell off on a continuation, and our price looks like it's retracing, it's breaking highs on the 4 hour, which is obviously interesting because high time frame holds more power. So we had this big correction here, price made a low, and then price pushed up higher. What I did notice was, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these lines because we don't really need them anymore. We've taken that position and we can kiss those lines goodbye. But yeah, something that I had mentioned was we could potentially see an ICC here, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it's been invalidated. Let's have a look. So we have an indication, a correction, price made basically equal lows, and a continuation. Price wanted to continue, but then started breaking lows here. So we'll see what happens if it follows the DXY and just, yeah, the high time frame, I guess. It looks like it should be heading down. What I can see very clearly here is we've got this support level. It obviously looks like a lot of area to mark out, but it's all wicks, which is interesting. It's not like we have different candle closes. This price is just reacting off at this point, so we can say we have strong buyers / it's a support. Yeah. We have the strong area of support, strong level of buy sitting here. Price is wicked below this point, but it's made a higher candle close low, which I think is interesting. We're now breaking highs. So this is a little bit difficult to read. I'm not going to lie. This is probably the challengingest NASDAQ has been to read. Yeah, pretty much the same. Can see price doesn't really want to go lower than this point. We've got more equal lows here. So very strong buyers here. Obviously at this level, at this level, at this. Should we do something different? Let's do something different and have a look at the volume. Oh, did I not? I don't think I selected it. Hold on, I haven't done this in a minute. Yeah. Look how accurate that was. Look at how accurate that was. Hello, can we just... Because I got that on point. That's literally where my box is. That's crazy. So, I mean, we can clearly see that there are a lot of buyers here. I don't know about this like blue and red line. Maybe there's more souls. I don't see why, because price is reacting off at this point. But anyway, let's just try it, dumb it back down to basics because yeah, okay. So price doesn't want to go lower than this point very clearly. It wants to keep pushing up, so price could potentially have to be honest, playing it safe, I would want to see price push through here if it wants to go higher. So I'd want to see price either use this as a use this support here as a new resistance level and to push down more, and then I could potentially look at taking sales below this level back down to here, because that would be a zone to zone setup. So it would look something like this, and the confluence for this, it'd be targeting these candle closes. The confluence for this would be, okay, we can see that price, this is a strong level of buys here. Well, no, it's really a confluence on, or a reason not to take the trade, but still those buyers are here, they're not up here, but we can see that whenever price comes below this point, it has a big sell-off, or whenever price hits this level. So we can see that price has hit this level and then it's sold off. It's hit this level and then it's sold off. It's hit this level and then it's sold off. Hit this level and it's sold off. So each time price is bought back up, but it hasn't managed to make higher highs. So it's obviously bought up here and it's made a high, bought up here, made a lower high, buying up here right now. So we can see that there was those reactions in the past. And then if price uses this, where's my arrow? If price uses this area as resistance, we can see that this zone has been changed from, you know, support to resistance. I don't know. It's just, it gives me a little bit of extra confidence because it means that there is no longer areas of support there. Maybe if price goes above this level, but still it doesn't really, it's not getting those reactions that we have gotten here. So it's not really like, I don't know if I'm explaining this right, but we can see that price is made equal, well, lower highs here, equal highs, whatever you want to call it. If price pushes back down from this level, we can see that there's been lower highs left and protected. Price hasn't really broken any highs except from on this correction. So we could even see it as an ICC setup, so an indication, correction, continuation. Okay, wait, no, okay, I'm good. Panic over, I'm okay. So I'm going to mark out this level here. I'm going to mark out this low here because we can see this is a swing point where we'd want to see price break through because there's obviously sellers sitting here because of this reactionary candle. Reactionary, I don't know if that's a word, but that reaction candle. Sorry, this analysis is taking a long time. But yeah, I think that's my bias for NASDAQ. It sells, and yeah, those are my areas of interest. It doesn't really change too much from Friday's analysis on price action. Okay. I still have a bullish bias for gold. We can see that price had made this consolidation here. It broke out. made an indication, never corrected all the way down to this level until here, and potentially could have made a continuation. This is the setup that I've been waiting for a lot of last week, but I never ended up getting it, so I just moved on and went to whatever was next. I looked at taking a few positions. None of the positions actually hit a good entry for me, so I just stayed out of it basically. But we can see prices hit this level here. This previously it was a resistance, now it's coming back and using it as a support, and it looks like it's trailing its way higher. I'd want to see price break above here. I'm not really interested in taking any positions in this area as such, but I would be interested in seeing price breaking these highs and potentially continuing up through here and taking this tiny piece of the move. But I have been trying, that would be the third time I'm trying this setup, so I don't really know, to be honest, but I just think I wouldn't take any positions from this point up, just because like of this previous price action we had in that range, there wasn't any momentum. But we'll see. I want to know if price ends up pushing below here. That would be my invalidation area. And then I want to see if price continues to break these highs. So I want to see if it breaks between this zone, breaks out of this zone, and continues higher. So we could maybe even put a little alert above this level. I could even take a buy from here, have this BTP1. Hello, can this move? Hello, I'm trying to show everyone. Okay, I could potentially take a position here, have this BTP1, have this BTP2, and that's really because, we've got this overall, I'm going to use this arrow. We've got this overall indication, correction, continuation. So it might be like I'm getting in later in the move, but I'm just trying to validate it and try and enter in the best spot as possible, not trying to capitalize on the most that I can get, but just capitalize on a high probability setup. That's just my mindset going into it. Other people might think otherwise. You can think what you want to think. It's completely fine, but this is just what I'm thinking. And yeah, so that's what could it be. That's what it could be overall. However, because price has made a lower high here, it could be an indication here, and price could look to correct and continue back down further, which is why I only want to enter up here, and I don't want to start entering, around about this area. I wasn't going to enter as soon as price hit this level because this was a very long back in price action. So this is Monday last week. So this is this time last week, so that's 7 days that I've been waiting for price to correct and continue. There's nothing wrong with that. It just means that in my mind it's less probable because I've been waiting for so long and price could end up reversing, especially just because of the price action that gold has been giving. But yeah, that's some ideas that I have. And even when price did get above this level, it pushed up. When price came back down to this level, it pushed up. So I'm hoping that if price moves to this level, it will have the same level of momentum. Anyway, those are my ideas. Let's journal this down now. I'm so excited. Monday, market open. The US shutdown is finished. Oh, I'm really hoping that we get some good price action. Hopefully I can get, because I back tested August this month, and just earlier on, like before this, like during last financial year towards the end, I back tested all of those months to try and get a gauge of where the markets were at the moment. And yeah, I managed to get so many more entries. Like I'm talking like 6, 7, 8, 11 entries in a month, which sounds like just nothing, but I intraday trade, so I look at holding for like a few hours, and I look at really using the higher time frames for my analysis. So I'm pretty happy with that. Like I'm pretty happy with a good 6 to 8. 8 would be ideal, and then that was only across one instrument. So yeah, anyway, that's just my mindset. I also have a little bit of chit-chatting that I want to do with you guys, because I have some new ideas that I want to share, and I think that we'll all be a little bit excited to see that like I'm pushing myself. I'm pushing the level that I'm at right now. But yeah, that's just a little hint. But I'll talk to you about it in my Trading Diaries episode, because I don't want to yap away if anyone actually wants to see the analysis. I don't want to be yapping the whole time, which I kind of am. I've just started to realize. So high time frame bias is bullish. Key levels would be that indication level, which price retested. I'm going to say retested because I feel like when price does a correction, it has that bearish structure and it gets below the level. A retest, I feel like, just wicks at the spot and just like reacts. Like it just wicks and then, yeah, that's what I'm labeling as a retest, just so we're all on the same page. And then it would be that previous bullish momentum level, which is this level that I've got the position on right now. So you've got that bullish momentum level. The only thing that I don't like about this momentum level is the fact that there's a lower high here. So it really does show that the momentum is really just buying up to these new sellers here. But I don't know if price is going to do that considering that it has made a lower high. Yeah. But anyway, news events, we'll look at that later. Market conditions, they look like they're trendy, / reversing, / choppy. No, what are they? Are they trending or choppy? Shall I just say trending? They're definitely not as bad as they have been. I'm going to say trending. My bias is buys, waiting for price to get up to that, momentum level when I'm sitting out. If price breaks lower into previous consolidation. We're continuing to risk 1%, continuing to do one trade a day. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Okay, and we'll go to NASDAQ. Okay, I'm just going here because I want to refresh my mind. So I guess this is a key level here. Key levels is the swing low and the buy is here. So we got swing low, buyer's zone. The indication level. I feel like low-key today might be a day where I kind of have to, what am I saying, my bias sells, where I kind of have to like see what price wants to do. I feel like it might just be a day of like patience and just letting price give me some type of structure and something to go off of, because I don't feel like what I'm seeing on the charts is very definitive. I feel like it's invalidated setups. It's given me setups, but it hasn't pushed through them. Like, I want to see a setup and I want to see price continuing that trend. And it just feels like these trends are very short-lived at the moment. So I feel like that's where I'm kind of struggling in this analysis. But yeah. Market conditions, they are like trendy on NASDAQ, I'll give it that. My bias is sells. Setups I'm waiting for. What did I say I was waiting for? I would like to see price break below those lows, but I guess I'd wait for a lower high and then for price to continue down. So a lower high and price to continue down. Oh my god, I just remembered I haven't done something for my clients. Hold on 1 second. We are done. Yeah, that's good that I remembered that. Sorry, I had to be in the middle of a morning analysis. It's my bad. Okay, hold on. So when I'll sit at is if price doesn't give my entry. If there's no entry, demo, we're still demo trading. Demo. How am I feeling? Pretty calm, chill. Rules to remind myself I can learn without putting risk on the table. And let's have a look at the news. So we have nothing. Okay, I'm looking at the right date. We have nothing coming out. That's fine. Someone FOMC member speaking, but that's not a red folder. Whatever. Okay, that's fine. None. Cool. So I hope you guys enjoyed this morning analysis. Hopefully you guys found reading the charts a lot easier than me. If you have any questions or anything or any advice, make sure to let me know in the comments. And yeah, I will speak to you guys later today. Bye.